just like when you guys use synthetic substitution and we will do synthetic division, you need to make sure that all your fillers or all of your placeholders are there. You have to do the same thing with long division. So both the expression you're dividing by and the expression you're dividing into need to have all of their placeholders. So like the number you're dividing by has an x squared, so it should have an x squared, an x, and a constant. It does. The number you're dividing by starts with an x to the fourth, that's its degree, so it should have a fourth, a third, a squared, an x, and a constant. So we're actually missing an x squared term in here. So what I'm going to do is actually just fix that real quick so that we have a plus 0x squared in there, and then we'll have all of our places. Okay, so now we've got all of our places there, and that should be a squared. Okay, so we look at the first place value in each expression, so the x squared and the 3x to the fourth. We're either dividing the 3x to the fourth by, and if it's helpful you can make that 1x squared, or we're trying to figure out 1x squared times what gets us 3x to the fourth. So 1 times what gets us 3, 3, x squared times what gets us x to the fourth, x squared. So 3x squared now gets multiplied to all three of your terms, and we write it right underneath. So 3x squared times x squared is 3x to the fourth. 3x squared times negative 3x is negative 9x cubed. And 3x squared times 5x is 15x squared. So now we subtract the entire expression, which is why I put parentheses. So I'm remembering that that negative goes to all three of those places, or all three of those terms. So 3x to the fourth minus 3x to the fourth should cancel, and they do. Negative 5x cubed minus negative 9. That minus negative becomes a plus. So negative 5 plus 9 is 4x cubed. 0 minus 15 is negative 15x squared. And it's a little off, but bring down that next term, which would be your x. Okay, so now we're looking at the first term and what we have left. So 1x squared times what gets you 4x cubed? 4x, and that is what gets multiplied now to all three of your expressions. So x squared times 4x. 4x times negative 3x. 4x times 5. And subtract. So 4x cubed minus 4x cubed goes away. Minus negative becomes a positive, remember? So negative minus negative 12 becomes plus. So negative 15 plus 12x squared is negative 3x squared. 4 plus 20 is 24x. But we're minusing. Never mind. 4 minus 20x will be negative 16. And then we've got one last term to bring down that constant. So one more time, we do the same thing. X squared, 1x squared times what gives us? Negative 3x squared times negative 3. Multiply by all three of your terms. So negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times negative 3 will be plus 9x. And negative 3 times 5 will be negative 15. Subtract that whole thing. Negative 3x minus the negative becomes plus. So negative plus 3x squared goes away. Good, wonderful. Negative 16x minus 9 is negative 25x. And minus negative 15 becomes plus. So negative 6 plus 15 becomes 9. So what you have left there is the remainder, because there's no other number to pull down. An x squared can't go into that 25x term, so you're done that part. So your answer is 3x squared plus 4x minus 3, and then we just add the remainder. So the remainder then would be plus that negative 25x plus 9, and we put it over top of whatever we were dividing by originally. So to check it, if you wanted to, you could take the expression that you ended up with, multiply it by what you were dividing by, and you should end up with what was underneath that division bar. If you wanted to check to make sure that what you ended up with was the correct thing.